We are what we do. If you want to become somebody else, you just need to change your habits. And habits are easily built by consistent, intentional action. If you want the cheat code, join us in the 5 a.m. Squat Club. We will do it together every morning. We're going to prime our minds, prime our bodies, make progress towards our goals through dedicated homework action. What are you waiting for? Simple. Today's day 16 of our 31 days discipline challenge. You do it for 31 days, you'll change your life. Before we move our body, as I say, we got to choose our first thoughts of the day. Let's go for it. So the first step in building the life that we want is choosing our first thoughts of the day, being intentional about where our mindset goes. So first thing we do is we get into what we call our paleo squat position. Feet underneath the hips, sit down in a passive squat. If you feel like you're gonna fall over, grab yourself a counterbalance and hang on. While we're here, we're gonna choose our first thoughts and set our breath. So it'll be a 4-second inhale, a 4-second pause at the top, 4-second exhale, and then a 4-second pause at the bottom. Call it a box breath. We're gonna start with an inhale. 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. I am responsible for my reactions. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. I will make time between stimulus and my response. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. I have all I need to succeed today and will focus on progress over perfection. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. I choose gratitude. Inhale. Focus on the positive. See more positive. Right, doggy? All right. There we go. Mindset primed. Let's start moving the body. All right. So we start every day getting up nice and early with our alarm. And then we get up off the floor. I tell the body it's time to start moving. Get yourself down on the ground. Get yourself back up. Get a little celebration at the top. It's time to wake up the body. We've woken up our minds. We've moved out of bed. And now it's time to set up for some intensity by getting the blood flowing, by getting the joints lubricated, by turning up the body temperature. Get ready for some intensity this morning. And you can think about, while we're doing this, about who you want to be, about what habits the person that you want to be has. And if you think about it, all you need to do to become that person, to identify as the person you want to be, is repeat or develop the habits that that person would have. Whether it's the habit of exercise, whether it's the habit of eating certain things or not eating certain things. Maybe it's the habit of reading more. Maybe it's the habit of going to bed early. Maybe it's the habit of spending more time with loved ones. All it takes is consistently doing that thing. And if you find it challenging to do so, create a formula. Create a stack of habits, meaning, do the new habit right after an old habit that you already have developed so that it stacks. And every time you do the old habit, you do the new one. And it becomes easier to create those new habits since they happen kind of automatically. All right, moving on with the warm-up. We're gonna go with some knee raises here. Just standing on one leg, bringing the knee towards the chest. And keeping that in mind, that any action, any habit that you want to do consistently, right? The person that you want to become, the habits that they have are just at the end of consistency. That's why this program in the morning is so valuable, because we're stacking 3 or 4 different habits that are all beneficial, that will help you get to that person that you want to be. And the only barrier is wake up and press play. You don't have to think about, hey, which habits do I want? How do I plan them? How do I stack them appropriately? You just follow along. You're going to improve your fitness, your health, likely, if you're paying attention to the nutrition talk. And then you're gonna start reaching your goals with our homework. All right, step 2, feet underneath the hips, send the hips back, find some hamstring tension, and then push the hips forward, stand tall, squeeze the butt. Good morning, team. Good morning, Job. Good morning, equipment. Good morning, Yaroslav. Good morning, Taylor. How are we feeling this morning? We got a great session this morning of dumbbell clean jerks, and then just a squat hold. So simple today. You can do it with very little equipment. That'll be a good one. All right, next. You're too excited. We're gonna stand on one foot, raise and lower the non-standing hip. Just starting to warm up the foot, the ankle, and the hip on that standing side. You can always think about spreading the toes, grabbing the floor, working on maintaining that arch in your foot. Switch sides if you haven't. I feel like there isn't the same range of motion. You'll generally notice differences side to side. If you notice that one side is weaker or less balanced than the other, spend more time there. Get more exposure to it. Start working to balance those two sides out. It starts to burn. Maple, no. She's about to knock me over. You're excited, huh, Doug? Okay, from there we're gonna go to a reverse lunge. So taking a big long step back, and then dropping the hips straight down, letting that back knee kiss the floor. Long step back, stabilize, straight down, and up. When you stand back up together, squeeze the butt, get tall. Let's get 10 or so here. Thanks, dog. Excuse me, dog. Make sure you stick around after the workout. We've got some single leg work, good balance work, good strength work for single leg. Right? We don't always want to work both legs at the same time, end up with more imbalances. So we switch it up, get some unilateral work. All right, next, we're gonna get down on all fours. We're just gonna do a simple thoracic spine rotation. From this position, take one hand off the ground, reach it to the ceiling, bring it back down. Let's get, 6, 10 here. Trying to push that range of motion, trying to open up. Thoracic spine. Switch sides. Make sure you're not skipping your warm-up. If we want to be consistent here and be able to train every day, take that seriously, especially as you age. Super important to get the body moving if possible. Sometimes there's going to be a situation in life where you got to go and you don't have time to warm up, but if you can, you might as well. All right, last movement of the first round is our air squat. Set the feet underneath the shoulders, send the hips back and down to a place where ideally the hips are below the level of the knees. Knees are in line with the feet, chest is upright, and the whole foot is planted on the floor, not just the toes, not just the heels. Nice and even weight distribution through the foot, or feet, sorry. Hey, dog. And then we'll move on to a second round. We're gonna turn that knee raise into a rotation. So you're lifting the knee up in front, bringing it out to the side and down, and then bringing it back from the side, out in front and down. Standing tall the whole time, trying to keep that standing leg nice and straight. Excuse me, dog. You make this more challenging for sure. Switch sides. Dog is worked up this morning. She is excited, ready to go. So we can share some of that energy here in our session. Okay. This side needs more work, so if you feel like I've been here longer, it's probably why. All right, next we're gonna go with our staggered traveling good morning. I'm gonna line up the heels with one heel of one foot with the toes of the other. Then I'm gonna send the hips back, straightening out that front leg, stand, squeeze the butt, step forward and alternate. Speed it up a little bit if you want. Stand and squeeze. Even reach. All right, and then we'll come into our single leg RDL, or a golfer's deadlift, standing on one foot again, sending the other leg back behind you, standing up, squeezing the butt, hinging over, counterbalancing that back leg. Trying to keep that foot off the ground the whole time. Today is single leg day, so makes sense to get in a little extra warm up, a little extra balance here. Switch sides if you haven't. This dog. Come on, Maple. A few more there. And then we'll come to our Spider-Man lunge. All right. So next, we're gonna come onto the floor into a plank position, and then you're gonna step outside the hands with one foot, and we're just looking to find some tight corners here. So I'll take that knee off the ground and just moving around through the tension. You might find some tension in the front hamstring, back hip flexor, basically everything that's pointing towards the floor. Get a little side to side, a little back and forth. It's okay if this feels tight. That's kind of what we're aiming to work through here. Switch sides. Side's not as tight for me personally. Excuse me. Excuse the sniffles. There's always something going around here. You can see we're missing Jody this morning. She's not feeling well. Sending you our best, Jody. All right, switch it up again. We'll do one more per side. You know, a good 10, 15 seconds per side. Just working out those tight spots. Drop the hips down, up and down. There's the tension. And then last one. I'm just gonna bounce here. Excuse me. All right, we'll get one more opener for the thoracic spine, and we will be going overhead today, so we'll get into that position. So from the ground, arms up overhead, and we're just gonna raise at the shoulder. Just lift from the shoulder, trying to keep the arms straight. Bring them up as high as you can. All right, and then second set of air squats, finish up the warm-up, and then we'll start talking about our workout today. So feet back underneath the shoulders, hips down and back, abs on, chest up. You can use the arms out in front as a counterbalance. That'll allow you to stay more upright. A few more here. All right. All right. So today's workout, 10-minute EMOM, alternating minutes for 10 minutes, 2 movements. Simple today. First one is gonna be a dumbbell clean and jerk. And this can be done with a kettlebell or a dumbbell, whatever you're feeling. It could be a soup can, it could be just your arm. What it's gonna look like is you're gonna take it from the floor to the shoulder and then overhead. And I did that with a power clean and a push jerk. Doesn't need to be like that necessarily. From the floor to the shoulder, overhead. So what I'm thinking here is in that setup position, nice neutral spine. I'm bent at the knees, the hips, but there's some tension throughout. I'm gonna push away from the floor with the legs. Once I cross the knee, I'm gonna jump it up to the shoulder, and then I could either stand up or just stay there in the catch. From there, I'm going to dip, drive, and take that overhead. Or I might dip, drive, and drop with a jerk. So, stand, 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 jump, catch, dip, drive, press, or dip, drive, drop, right? So take that dumbbell from the ground to the shoulder, shoulder to overhead, and then we're gonna switch hands. We're gonna alternate that, taking it back to the floor, jumping up to the shoulder, driving, catching, and alternating throughout. Simple, simple. You'll choose a number that, based on the weight that you've got, is challenging but maintainable for every 2 minutes. We're gonna get 5 sets of that. Movement number 2, and you can go with whatever weight you have or you want. Heavier, get a little more strength, lighter, a little more endurance. Second one, we're just gonna hold the squat. So we're gonna set our feet under the shoulders. We're gonna come down just below parallel. I don't want to relax in the bottom there. I want to stay just above that passive position, and we're just gonna hang out, keeping the knees in line with the feet, keeping that chest upright, keeping the back neutral without losing tension. And for that one, depending on how you feel, you choose the amount of time, right? I'm thinking I'm gonna aim for 40 seconds maybe, but that may be unrealistic. We're gonna see what's doable. So go ahead, take a minute. Let's warm up the clean and jerk, warm up the squat a little bit. If you've already done that, hit the thumbs up button. Let's get ready. It'll be 2 minutes or so, a little bit of prep here, and then we're gonna get going. So dumbbell from the ground, jump it up to the shoulder, take it overhead, switch it up. On the switch, I prefer switch on the way down as opposed to switching on the floor. That way you can maintain tension, go touch and go to the shoulder and then overhead, as opposed to putting it down, having to reset, and potentially losing a bunch of tension. That one's feeling a A little cranky, forearms a little tight. Especially on that left side. All right. Doable. This one could be rough. See that happening. All right. Get a couple more warm-up reps. Hit the thumbs up. We're gonna get moving here. All right, team. Okay. All right. So it is time. We're going alternating minutes for 10. What do I want here? This. She's already set. I'm gonna sneeze here. Okay. All right, team. If you need a modification, let me know in the chat. But I think it is time to go. Dumbbell is all you need. Dumbbell clean and jerks on the first minute. Squat hold on the second. We're alternating for 5 sets. Let's get it. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. I'm gonna start with 8 there. Get some tunes here. All right. 10 seconds. We're going squat. Set your feet. Not all the way down. Remember, 3, 2, 1. Maintain that active position. Stay there. You're gonna wanna relax down. As it starts to burn, keep fighting. It's 15 seconds. Remember, nice and active. Don't sit down all the way. Chest up tall. We are on. That's 30. Let's try 40 here. 5. That's 40. All right, 1 round down. 4 to go. 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign. A sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign. A sign. I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit.
All right, there's 10. Ooh. See if I can keep that. 3 minutes down. All right, coming to squat. 5, 3, 2, 1.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
Woo.
Please, Lord, give me a sign.
15. This is gonna be tough. 25. 30. Legs are on fire. Holy. 35. Plus 40. Woo. 2 rounds down, 3 to go. Great job so far, team. 10 seconds. 5, 3, 2, 1. Ow.
The end of the song. Next time you sing along. Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause society's a myth put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions.
Halfway, team.
I need to run away from this and go get off the grid. Feel like my brain is overloaded, man. I'm losing.
10 seconds. Back to the squat. 3, 2, 1. Try to calm the breathing. Stay tight, stay focused. 15. 25. Ooh. It's 30. Stay with it. 35.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this
40. Oh. 3 rounds down, 2 to go.
The top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing.
That's it, team.
For my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000.
10 seconds.
Give me that crown. Get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place. All this my
5,
I want that shit, then I'll get it right
3,
now.
2, 1.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign. A sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons. Different versions, each new update that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance.
3 minutes to go. 3 sets.
Don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the
10 seconds.
of your problems just to savor. I've got my
Back to the
own
squat.
issues. I need a comb to
5,
get through. Don't need to groan with
3,
you. Just go get your
2,
own tissue.
1.
Feel like I'm losing my
Fight for that position.
Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign. A sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind?
It's 20.
Please, Lord, give me
Pull that chest up.
That's it, the end of the song. Next time you sing along.
It's 30.
There's nothing wrong. I just need to
Come
carry
on.
'cause
Stay with it.
society's a myth put there to
Whoa.
make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid.
That's 40. Whoa.
Yeah, don't ask questions.
One more round.
I need to run
One more of each team.
Go get off the grid.
I'm gonna go 12 here, I think.
Brain is overloaded, man, I'm losing it.
Might as well get 12. Balance out that 8 we got earlier. Let's go, team. 3, 2, 1. Whoa.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody
Last hold. 10 seconds. See if you can hold for more of that minute. 3, 2, 1. Last one. Control the breathing. Fight for that position. Chest up tall. Good morning, Talia. Keep fighting. Abs on, chest up. Knees in line with the feet. That's 20. Keep that arch. Oh, man. 30. Oh, it's burning. 40. 45. 50. My legs are on fire. Oh my God. Good job, team, especially if you're going to the end. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Great work. Walk it around. Catch your breath. Shake out the legs. Hell yeah. Good job. Good job. Oh, team. That was good stuff. Take a minute. Keep breathing. We'll start talking about our single leg work, our opportunity work today. Whew. I'm gonna get out the old chair. See how the knee's feeling today. So this is a time where we do our opportunity work, our extra strength or skill. Jeez. To make sure that we're improving in all areas. You know, sometimes this may look not as intense, but it doesn't mean it's not valuable. So today and every Tuesday we do single leg, or at least for now we do single leg. And what that's going to look like, as you can see it written up here, 10 minutes, every minute on the minute. See you tomorrow. See you, Yaroslav. Have a great day. Have a good time at the gym. So first 2 minutes, we're just gonna stand. So 1 minute on one foot, 1 minute on the other. That's a little loud, huh? And then the next 4 minutes, so right, left, we're gonna hop. Can be fast hops where you're rebounding, or it could be slow. It could even be if you have a book or a bumper plate or something and you want to hop up and down on it. This isn't a very good example of it, but you could just do little hops up and down. That's maybe what I'll do, we'll see. But just hopping around for 4 minutes, 2 minutes per side, alternating. And then the last 4 minutes, we're gonna do some single leg squatting. If you don't have the balance and the range of motion and the strength to do a full range of motion pistol, that's okay. Or you can just go with a chair, set yourself up in front, 1 foot off the ground, hips go down and back, touch and stand, or fully sit, shift your weight forward, and then stand. If you're feeling, like that's too easy and you want to go with the full pistol, same thing, take 1 foot off the ground, sit back and down, take the hips below the knee, and then drive it back up. You could always do the first 2 minutes of squatting with the chair and then step it up from there, depending on how you're feeling today. So simple, you don't need any equipment, maybe a chair if you want. Oh, I've got the wrong thing on there. Look at that. That's why it doesn't make any sense. I'm pointing at it, but it's not even the right one. Excuse me. Let's fix that. Maple, get out of here. That looks better. It's just not no. Stop it. Stop, Maple. Okay. No. Okay. All right, that's a little better. All right, once again, we're gonna alternate for 10 minutes. There we go. Standing, the first 2, hopping the next 4. I was explaining that, it's not even on there. That's funny. Sounds about right. Okay, team, let's do it. Let's work some balance. Let's work some foot and ankle, and maybe some squatting. All right, 10 seconds. You may notice that I switch a little bit early. I'll spend a little extra time. Go ahead, on my, call it weak side, my right side. So we're just standing. You're just hanging out, 1 foot off the ground. Just hanging out there. Just working on the balance. You can think about spreading your toes. You can think about gripping the floor, maintaining the arch in your foot. You can even look down at it. Are my feet rolling in? Are my big toes pointed in towards the rest of my toes? Or are they spread out pretty well? That is coming up on 40 seconds. Jeez. I don't know where you can see that. Maybe here? Maybe here. That's 50. Stop it. So for me, I'm switching early. I've already switched to the right leg. 3, 2, 1, and switch. Can't even see me there, huh? Maple stop. All right. So same thing again, going through that checklist. Can I spread my toes, grip the floor a little bit? Imagine that my feet were hands, right? Can I manipulate my toes like I can my fingers? Doggy dog, dog. I mean, maybe it makes it more challenging, but probably distracted at least. Won't notice how challenging. Okay, I don't know if I can play with that though right now. Talia, you joining us this morning? Good morning. Last day for your dad's 80th. Back to normal tomorrow. Awesome. Awesome. We look forward to it. 10 seconds. We're going to switch and we'll start our hops. Maple, I feel like you're making this easier for me and that's not fair. 3, 2, 1. Switch. And you just little up and down. Doesn't need to be anything crazy. Is that Vicky? Good morning, Vicky. Join us for the single leg work, Vicky. We're just, we're minute 3 here. We did 2 minutes of just standing on 1 foot. And then we're gonna do 4 alternating minutes of just a little bit of hopping. And then 4 alternating minutes of some single leg squatting, either to a chair, a target, or full range. Come on with us. Talia, me too, lol. I've missed it, but still got to you eventually. Awesome. Awesome, Talia. Your dad's a lucky guy for having this nice long celebration for his birthday. I love it. All right. 10 seconds. Yes, I already switched, but I do early because this right side's weak. 3, 2, 1. Switch it up. And we're hopping. Minute 2 of hopping. Once again, if you want to put something on the floor and hop up and down on it, that works too. This will start to burn, I guarantee it. It may look simple, but it's not. Well, it is simple, but it's effective. You know, if you have knee or ankle pain, I mean, even just knee, it's probably stemming from something below. The more you stabilize the foot and the ankle, the more supported that knee is, and the stronger it can be. Obviously making sure that you're squatting properly and everything's tracking and all that, but strengthening downstream, definitely helpful. All right, we're switching back in 3, 2, 1. Wow. That one definitely burns in the foot and in the hip, even up through the knee. No, we need to be doing that. Stay with it. Try not to put 2 feet down for this whole 10 minutes. Again, doesn't need to be fast hopping. Just move. Should count how many hops we do. Whoa. 20 seconds. Keep it up. I know it burns. But stay with it. All right, there's value in getting uncomfortable, working through it. Once again, I'm switching early, but you guys switch in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead. So this is the last minute of hopping. After this, we got 4 minutes of squatting. And what we'll do is hang out and then squat every 10 seconds. Just on the 10 on the clock. 30 seconds. Maple, no. No. Never gonna look back. Whoa, the foot and ankle are starting to burn. Calf. Wow. 10. Hop over to your chair. 3, 2, 1. All right, back to the first foot. And we're gonna squat here. Can't see the clock. And squat. We're gonna go every 10 on the 10. 3, 2, 1, squat. And squat. Get out of the way, Maple. Maple, no. 3, 2, 1, squat. Whoop. Okay, one more squat on this side. Stop. 3, 2, 1. 5, 3, 2, 1. Switch legs. Going every 10 seconds again on the other foot now. 3, 2, 1. It's not as strong. You likely have one side that's not as strong as the other. That's normal, don't avoid it, and squat. You probably noticed that it's harder to maintain that arch. This is definitely that side for me, and squat. Three, 2, 1, and squat. Woo, starting to burn already, even with the chair. 5, 3, 2, 1, squat. And we're gonna switch sides again in 3, 2, 1, and switch. Last 2 minutes here, team. I notice whenever I put the foot back down on the ground, it feels cold. 3, 2, 1, and squat. Make sure you stick around afterwards. Got some farm clips. Getting some beef in the freezer. All that hard work paying off. Squat. Is that Jabes? Morning, Jabes. 3, 2, 1. Squat. Maple. You're in the way. You're always in the way with this, eh? Getting too excited. 2, 1. Squat. Almost there, team. Last one on the left side coming up, or on whatever side you're on. 3, 2, 1. All right. Last minute. 3, 2, 1, and switch. Last minute, team. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Squat. Set that foot. Make sure its toes are spread. If you're wearing shoes, I probably should have said this. Take off your shoes. Maple. 5, 3, stop. 2, 1 squat. Whoa. Whoa. Come on, balance. I'm gonna get there. 2, 1 squat. That made it tough. 2 back to back. It's okay. 3, 2, 1. Let's fit Maple. You're making this way harder. We'll finish with one more here. No. 3, 2, 1. Oh, there it is. Yeah, great job. Walk it around. Shake out the legs. We'll get a couple quick stretches in here. Talk about the clips. Awesome job. Awesome work, team. Let's go. Wow, Jabe's wearing red shorts. Special day. Special day. All right. Great work, team. Let's talk about a little bit of stretching here. Let's do this, actually. Let's just come into our paleo squat. So if you need, grab yourself a counterbalance, in the form of a dumbbell or a dog or something, and let's just squat down. We're gonna use this as our stretch here, at least first one today. If you find this super uncomfortable, once again, grab something, hold it out in front. Job loves single leg day. Yeah, it's challenging, huh? You wouldn't necessarily assume that would be that hard, but I love that. Real good to do. And you can always step it up. You could go squat every 5 seconds if you wanted to make that even more challenging. Definitely a good one. All right, so today's theme is all about habits. And there's no way that you're going to change. There's no way you're going to change something in your life, especially something that, you've done consistently, something big, by just deciding and saying, hey, now I'm doing this. Yes, that is the first step, but the only way that you're ever going to do it enough to make it valuable is by making it a habit, is by creating a system that allows you to do that thing that moves the needle forward without thinking about it. Because if you require motivation, if you require thought every time you have to do that one thing, you're not gonna keep doing it. It's gonna fall off. There will be days where the challenges arise and you decide not to do it because it's still a decision. However, if you create a habit, meaning you put the things in place that allow you to do it consistently for long enough that it becomes habitual. And habitual just means it happens without thought, right? It's, hey, every time I wake up, I go to the bathroom, right? You don't really think about it, whether that's your routine or not. There are things that happen in your life, in essence, automatically. When I do this, then I do that. And if you can set those up to be the habits that you've chosen as opposed to the default habits that come with life when we're not paying attention, then you get where you want to be pretty simply, pretty easily. So that's basically the idea of this whole program, is that we are creating those habits together. The habit of discipline, of getting up early every day, the habit of movement, whether that's the hardest workout of your life or just, getting in some intensity. And then the habit of this right here, of doing the work towards our goals. Because you can work out all you want and get fit and still not achieve the life that you're aiming for, and still not get to, the dreams that you've had. And I think that's pretty important, right? Support your body through exercise and nutrition so that it can be the tool to achieve your goals, to achieve your purpose in this life, whatever that might be for you. So that's why we get up early enough so that when we're done our exercise, we've still got an hour at least before most of our lives start, before our families wake up, before our obligations happen, that we've got this time to dedicate ourselves to moving our lives forward for at least an hour. And an hour doesn't seem like that much in the grand scheme, but if you do it every day, that's 365 hours a year. So think about where you could be in 5 years is like 1,700 hours into working on whatever that thing is. Don't you think that you're going to be pretty good at it, that you're going to be pretty far along that process? Imagine 10 years, 3,650 hours, right? They say that, you know, to master something, you need to put in 10,000 hours. And I agree with that. Obviously, there's a caveat that 10,000 hours have to be intentional and focused. But, you know, that's 30 years almost of work. 20 to 30 years if you do 1 hour a day. If you double it up, say you do 2 hours a day, that's 7,300 in 10 years, right? So you can make that process faster, but understand that time, especially in the long term, really builds up to something real, right? Don't underestimate what you can do in the long term. We extremely overestimate what we can do in a day, but what you can do in 3, 5, 10 years is almost limitless if you do consistent work towards it. It's as simple as that. Okay. So, got a couple clips, I think, here from yesterday before we run away. Shirtless and shorts. Good morning, Megan. Send a message to Jody. She's not feeling super well today. And I don't know if she's getting her burpees done later today or when. All right, let's see what we got here. All right, so yesterday we had the Butcher team back in. I'm going to sneeze here. Holy moly, excuse me. And that's my older daughter checking it out, watching what they're doing. She seems to be very interested in that process. And then there's the both of them a little bit later in the day checking it out. And you can see my older daughter doing her squats, obviously. But they find this very intriguing. Tell a little under the weather with that cough. And what else? And basically that was leading to us getting some meat in the freezer. So this is the first cow, the first beef that we've raised on site that we've put in the freezer. So this is our first home raised beef. And then this is lamb for the most part. And then venison's in another freezer. And we still have one more cow and 3 more sheep, I think, going in there. So it looks like we're going to be able to fit it all in, but it's just, you know, we do this gratitude practice at dinner every day where we sit down and we say a couple things that we're grateful for before we eat. And, you know, I was really reflecting last night for dinner. Good morning, Chris. On how grateful I am for this, right? We started this process of starting to raise our own food a few years ago, and this is really like the culmination of that, is we are at a place where all of the protein that we eat, all of the meat, all the chicken, eggs, lamb, beef, venison, it's all happening here on the property. And, you know, because I get to control it, I get to know, you know, how healthy this stuff is and how good it's going to be for our family. And it's really, I'm just extremely grateful that we are getting to this place where we can fend for ourselves, and make sure that we're getting, you know, really the highest quality stuff. I got a couple more. This one is just seeing the sheep yesterday out in the field. We're almost ready to, we've decided we're gonna keep a couple of the rams. There are the girls doing hard work. We're gonna keep a couple of those rams over the winter, mainly just so we have a couple that are bigger next year to eat. So there are the girls hanging out there, kind of looking over where the boys are, and the butchers. They're thinking, hey, who the hell are you? And I think I've got one more. This is actually just a funny little clip from, yes sir, Chris, I'm down for another one anytime, you got it. And this is just a funny clip from the other day that Jody pointed out. We got a little shout out, but it's funny because he gets it wrong. But here you go.
5-minute squat therapy guy. There's a my kid wanted to pay a tribute to you, like do some sort of squatting and pay tribute to you. He's so excited that you're a subscriber to his vlog. By the way, 5-minute squat therapy guy. There's a
There you go. We are now not the 5 a.m. squat club. We are the 5-minute squat therapy guy. It's got a pretty nice ring to it. I could take that. Either way, just fun to see the word spreading a little bit. You know, we're trying to hustle a little bit, and I was actually recording a podcast yesterday with turmeric and tequila, which should be out, I'm assuming, in the new year. But yeah, I love working out with you guys, and if you can spread the word to anybody and everybody, then we can all build our positive habits together and build the lives that we're meant for every day together. So all it takes is showing up, press and play, maybe getting up a little bit early, making the time for the things that matter. You guys are awesome. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Hit that thumbs up button on the way out if you haven't already. And we'll see you tomorrow. I can give you a quick update on what we're doing tomorrow. Handstand push-ups, machine calories, and then some heavy. So we've been squatting a lot this week. That may change. It's supposed to be a 7x2 back squat, so some heavy work afterwards. But we'll see how it goes. Either way, you guys are incredible. As I say every day, I love you guys. Appreciate you showing up. Appreciate you dedicating yourselves to improving yourselves. It's awesome to see. And I hope to see you all tomorrow. Peace. Maple, stop it.